Try to recall the third step in accounting cycle, posting. Posting refers to the process of transferring entries in the journal into the accounts in the ledger. Posting to the ledger is the classifying phase of accounting. It is also where you can find out the balances of each account. Using the T account of cash, classify the following effect of transactions into debit and credit. Example number 1, payment to suppliers. Okay, so what is the effect of this transaction to the cash account? Okay, payment means outflow of cash. So, nagbayad, meaning may lumabas na pera. So, it is a deduction to the cash account. So, we're going to put it, debit or credit? Of course, very good. It is under the credit. I will give you 2 minutes to classify into debit and credit. Okay, so take a look at the example of T account of cash of ABC company. So, T account kasi mukha siyang T. Sa left side, andyan ang debit. And then for the right side, andyan ang credit. Okay? So, we're going to know, through this T account, we're going to know the balance of cash account at the end of the period. Okay, so for debit, this is the inflow of cash or meaning dito nagdadagdagan ang cash, may pumapasok na cash. Example, cash from sales, collection of accounts receivables, additional contribution from the owner, proceeds from bank borrowings, okay, nakapag-loan, so inflow of cash. And then for the credit side, we have the outflow of cash o lumabas yung pera. So, mostly ang mga nakalagay dito ay yung mga payments to suppliers, payment of utility bills, payment to employee salary, rent payment, payment to suppliers. Ito yung account, nagbayad ka ng account payable mo, loan payment, interest payment, even the owner's drawing. So, kasama po siya sa credit ng cash kasi outflow po lahat yan. Lahat ay lumabas. And then, to get the total of cash is you're going to deduct, of course, yung debit and credit to get the balance of cash. statement of cash flows provides an analysis of inflows and or outflows of cash from to operating, investing, and financing activities. So this statement shows cash transactions only compared to the SCI, which follows the accrual principle. Okay, so dito makikita ang takbo ng pera. Yung inflow, papasok, and then yung outflow, yung palabas na pera. Okay, so you're going to classify it under sa tatlo. Meron dyan, operating, investing, and financing activities. Okay, so dito, dapat sa statement of cash flows ay magbabalance o magmamatch yung balance nito doon sa balance ng cash sa inyong ledger. What is the importance of the statement of cash flows? So this statement provides the net change in the cash balance of a company for a period. So this helps owner to see if their revenues are actually translated to cash collections or if they have enough cash inflows in order to pay any maturing liabilities. Take a look at this example of the statement of cash flows. So don't forget the title. The first line of the title, we have the company name. Second, statement name. And then third is the date using for the year ended or for the month ended. Okay, so these statements are divided into three activities. So first activity, we have the operating activities. Second, we have the investing activities. And then third is we have the financing activities. And then of course, at the end of this is you're going to add the cash balance or the beginning balance of cash. Statement of cash flows has three major activities. First is the operating activities. So cash flows from operating activities are primarily derived from the main revenue producing activities of the business. So main revenue producing, selling of product or services. Then of course, kasama dyan yung ating mga expenses. Examples of cash flow transaction reported under operating activities is first, we have the cash received from customers, or these are the cash receipts from a sale of goods and rendering of services. Another example is the cash received from fees, commissions, and other income. Okay, so another examples of cash flows transactions reported under operating activities are cash payments to suppliers. So, syempre, kailangan natin bayaran yung goods na in-order natin. Lalong-lalo na kapag COD yan or may terms na 3 months. Okay, so under yan ng operating activities. Basta may lumabas na pera. Next is cash payments to employees, of course. Salaries, kailangan magbayad. Cash payments for other operating expenses, kung meron pa. And then last is the interest payments. So just in case na merong loan, ang company, of course, may interest yan. So kailangan bayaran. So kasama po yan. Interest payments or yung utang natin sa supplier. Halimbawa, 3 months, pinautang kayo ng goods pero mayroong interest. So, yun. Kasama rin po yun sa ating cash outflow. Okay, second major activities, investing. So, in investing, reported within this classification are cash used for acquisition of property, plant and equipment, intangible assets, and other long-term assets, as well as cash proceeds from the disposal of such long-term assets. Okay? So, ano ba yung disposal? So, ibig sabihin yan, nagbenta kayo ng long-term assets ninyo. Okay, so positive yan or cash inflow yan kapag nakapagbenta kayo ng asset. Of course, kasi syempre pag nabenta nyo, may ma-receive kayong cash. Pero under po yan ng investing activities. And then, of course, outflow siya kapag nagkaroon kayo ng acquisition. Ibig sabihin yan, bumili kayo ng property or ng equipment ninyo, additional equipment, or additional intangible assets, and other long-term assets. So, kapag outflow yan, of course, negative siya. Ima-minus po natin. So, you're going to use the open and close parenthesis kapag deduction siya. Cash flow from investing activities hints on the company's ability to generate cash in the future. So, negative cash flows from investing activities implies that the company used cash to acquire long-term assets intended to generate cash and revenue in the future. Okay, so just like what I've said earlier, positive cash flow from investing activities may indicate that the company is divesting or downsizing. So, ibig sabihin niya, nagbebenta siya ng asset. It's either nagbabawas siya or mag-a-upgrade siya. That's why binibenta niya yon, tapos bibili siya ng panibagong equipment. Examples in investing activities, cash payment to acquire PPE, intangibles, and other long-term assets, cash receipts from sale of PPE and equipment, intangibles, and other long-term assets, cash loans made to other parties, long-term note receivable, and cash collections on long-term note receivable. And for the third major activities of the statement of cash flow, so we have the financing activities. So this is the last sections of the statement of cash flows. So this section reports cash received and cash paid to equity owners and long-term creditors. So, ito ay may kinalaman sa equity. For financing activities examples, so we have the cash received from issuing common shares or capital contribution from owners. O ito yung tinatawag nating additional contribution from the owners. So, positive yan. Okay, so next is we have the cash received from issuing notes or getting long-term loan from a bank. So, ito yung tinatawag nating cash proceeds from bank loans. So, positive pa rin yan kasi inflow siya. Another example are cash dividends distributed to shareholders. So, yan ay negative syempre kasi dividend siya. And then, cash withdrawals of owners. Ito kapag nag-withdraw, syempre, outflow pa rin siya. Negative. May lumabas na pera. And then, last is the cash payments for principal of long-term loan. So, dito kapag binayaran na yung long-term na utang. Okay, so let's go back to our example of the account of cash of ABC Company. So now I want you to prepare a statement of cash flows using this information of ABC Company.